When I was in Cali, I told you guys I ordered sparkling water. I had a Colombian woman with me, and I said, agua con gas. There's only one way. Maybe you can pronounce agua different. Aqua, agua. Shit sounds the same to me. Agua con gas. 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 It's not too many ways that you can pronounce that where somebody still can understand what you're saying. But I said agua con gas. She just stared at me. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's slow or something.
Hi guys, so Auston was at a mall in Colombia and he is trying to ask a girl where the food court is in Spanish. And he says something like, ¿Dónde es cuatro de comida? And she replies by saying she doesn't speak English, meaning that she thought he was speaking in English to her. And he was like in a very bad Span-English. He was trying to tell her that, nothing he said was in English, everything was in Spanish. Fortunately, because he kept on repeating the word comida, she understood what he was trying to ask her, and she tells him the food court was on the second floor.
¿Dónde es el cuarto de comida? Es no inglés, es español. Es español. Comida no inglés. Comida en inglés is food. ¿Dónde es comida? Es
Comida.
Sí, centro de comida.
Segundo piso.
Oh, okay. Sí.
And he comes on camera and he's like, nothing I said was in English. The words donde, y, and comida do not exist in English. So everything I said was in Spanish. Basically saying that when the girl implied that he was speaking to her in English, she was lying.
Gracias. Gracias. Now, I don't know why the hell, like, I get it. My accent may not be perfect in Spanish, but comida, donde, none of those words are in English. So they say I don't speak English. I didn't say shit in English. I didn't say nothing in English.
And then I think the same day or the next day or maybe a few days later, he had a live talking about how rude Colombian girls were. And he brought her up as evidence. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You think she was the rude one in that interaction? The girl was behaving properly. The person who was rude was Auston. Auston was behaving like a jerk because he's a jerk, of course. Auston was the rude person. Auston was the one who was, in that interaction. The person who behaved badly was not her. It was Auston. I mean, we saw the whole interaction. And Auston is the one who comes across as rude, not her. I mean, she was very polite. Even when he was berating her, she was standing there, listening intently, not interrupting him. She didn't even frown. And, in the comment section, someone gave him a very good piece of advice. They told him, if you greet people before, you ask them questions, they might be, more willing to stand there and try to understand you. And Auston is like, no, I'm not going to greet people, just ask them questions. And I'm like, what the hell? So you want Colombians to take their time to try to understand what the hell you are talking about, but you do not want to greet those same Colombians before you ask them question in your gibberish Spanish. I mean, the entitlement of this guy is out of this world. He expects Colombian girls to understand, to take their time to understand his bad Spanish, but he doesn't want to greet them before he asks them question. I'm like, I mean, this level of entitlement is, is hard to understand. I cannot even, begin to imagine how you have, how a person can have this level of entitlement, this level of arrogance. Being polite, like I said, when you speak a second language, is good for you because the native speakers would take their time to understand you, and that is a favor to you, not a favor to the natives. But the fact that he doesn't understand that, yeah, this guy, I mean, I don't know. Anyways, but the irony, right? Austin and other passport bros are always saying how American women in Colombia or other, in any other part of the world are rude.
Cartagena is a lot better than Medellin. But one thing I noticed about Cartagena is I would never have my peace and sanity here. It's not because I just got scammed for 2 drinks and a chair. It's not because of anything like that. It's because I'm seeing too many American women. And I love the people of me. But the ignorance, the nastiness, the rudeness, the ungratefulness this shit has got to stop.
But but now we see who the real rude Americans are. It is the passport pros who are rude, not the American women in other parts of the world. So yeah, I'm so glad that Austin put that this video on his channel so that the world can see that the real rude people are the passport pros, not the American women. Anyways, Austin keeps on posting videos like this one where he thinks the videos will show the women to be the women in a bad light, that the women would come across as rude, whereas himself would come across as a gentleman, when in reality the videos show the opposite, right? Remember when he had this video of Bolivian girls, where he was screaming gibberish at them, and he thought that video shows the Bolivian girls being rude to him. In reality, it was him who was rude, right?
Hola. Comer juntos. Comer juntos.
Acabamos de llegar en Santa Cruz.
What you guys just seen was 2 of the best looking chicks we've seen since we got here. They were approaching the same restaurant, so we just spoke and was like, hey, I don't know what Jason said, but I told the girls like, hey, can we eat together? And then they just like act like I asked them, they act like I asked them a sexual question or something. Like they were just rude as hell.
Well, when we regular people, normal people watch the interaction, we realize it's not the women who are rude, it is him, right? And this tells you that the problem with Austin, the problem that made him leave America, are not American women, it is him. The problem Austin is having in America, he's having it abroad too, right? Because the problem is him, it's not American women. Austin is a very, very, very rude guy, and he is rude whether he is in America or in outside America. The way Austin behaved in the video and the way he has been responding to constructive criticism in the comment section makes Austin almost like the textbook definition of the ugly American tourist. The ugly American tourist who is entitled, who believes that the host nation should adapt to him instead of him adapting to the host nation's culture and custom, right? Even the fact that he believes that the Colombian girls should take, their time, should waste their time to understand his gibberish Spanish, whereas he doesn't have to greet them, is the definition of the ugly American tourist. Auston is, is that ugly American tourist that everybody hates, right? Anyways, thank you. Bye bye.